Exercise is difficult. That's the most common excuse I hear. But what if I told you right now that exercise can help you in all sorts of ways? Will you be more inclined to trying it? Many of us question our happiness, our bodies, and how our brains will be in the near future. These are questions that trouble us greatly. 49% of Americans exercise, and quite simply, these are the people that are going to be living longer and happier lives. I love exercise. For many years I exercised and I thought it was boring, pointless, and difficult. But since then I've been exercising for about 10 years. Making the decision to exercise can significantly improve your mood, your brain processes, and your brain in your life expectancy. First, I will discuss how exercise affects your brain. Then I will discuss how it affects you living longer. And lastly, I will discuss how it affects your overall happiness. First, let's talk about exercise and your brain. Exercise is extremely beneficial for a multitude of reasons, one of these being how it affects your brain. There are ways it helps your brain right now and in the long run. According to a newspaper article by Klein on the Huffington Post, the increased oxygen flow to the brain allows for more efficient brain cell functioning. This means that when you exercise, you increase the oxygen flow to your body and to your brain. The more you exercise, the more your brain takes in extra oxygen. But the best part is, it doesn't wear off. The more you exercise, the more your body and your brain will be taking oxygen when you're not exercising. Exercising also affects your brain physically. In an article posted on the New York Times, Gretchen Reynolds states, exercise, the latest neuroscience suggests, does more to bolster thinking than thinking itself does. Exercising also helps you fight Alzheimer's disease. For those of you that don't know what Alzheimer's is, it's the physical deterioration of your brain, and this affects your memory and your cognitive functions. So how awesome is it that just by exercising, you can live longer with a functioning brain? Now let's discuss how all of us can be immortal just like those vampires from the Vampire Diaries. Okay, maybe we won't be immortal, but we'll live longer, and that's good enough for me. Living longer is something that humans have always been concerned about. Now we have a proven method on how to live longer. According to Aaron O'Donnell, in a study conducted by epidemiologist Iman Lee at Harvard University, those who got the federally recommended 150 minutes a week, 22 or 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, gained 3.4 years in their lives. That's 3.5 years, basically. What would you do with these extra years of life that you didn't have before? I want you all to ask yourself this question and consider attaining those years. For the most part, we want to live longer and spend more time enjoying life with the people that we care and the people that we love. With exercise in your life, these years are all of you. These years are all yours. Iman Lee also states that if you do a little, you get fairly good gaining years. So how relieving is that for all of us that are pretty lazy? This is what makes exercising for its benefits so great. You don't have to be an Olympic wrestler practicing 4 or 5 hours a day in order to get its benefits. All it takes is going for a walk, taking the stairs instead of taking the elevators, or going for that swim. Now that you know how exercise can help you live a longer life, I now want to give you what personally is one of the biggest motivators for me for getting off my butt and going to the gym. Happiness. When you exercise, you become happy. It also helps you become happier when you're not exercising. According to Amanda Chan, on an article posted on the Huffington Post, researchers at Penn University state that people who exercise have more pleasant activated feelings than people who are less active. They also discovered that people who exercise have more pleasant activated feelings on days when they're more physically active. This is amazing. One of life's greatest concerns can be made better just by exercising. Now you might be wondering, but how does exercising make me happier? According to Amanda Chan, the reason why exercising makes us happy is because it releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals. These are the exact same chemicals released when we kiss our lovers, make someone happy, or are just feeling happy. Now, I'm not saying exercising is equivalent to your significant other, but it will release those feel-good chemicals that will make you happy. So to wrap it all up, I discussed how exercise is important to your mental health, your longevity, and how exercise is good for making you happy. If you want to live longer, be a happier person, have a better functioning brain, exercise. These three things are things that we have been concerned about for thousands of years, but the answer has been right in front of us the whole time. So now that you have to choose between exercising and not exercising, what will you do with the extra years of your life?